Graham, and
You're welcome.
thank you so much to Atma University, Lincoln University, and CII for having invited me to address such an elite gathering of researchers, academicians, and professionals from the corporate sector and the industry. It's really an honor and a privilege to be here. And as far as addressing, I'm sure everybody is very learned out here, but being a representative of CII, I would definitely want to share my views on how the paradigm shift would happen post 2020 or post COVID-19, as we would want to
Mm.
say. And as goes the famous saying, the only thing that is constant is change. So we all know that change is something that's inevitable, and we can't really prevent it, and that's the only constant thing. And 2020, as we see, is mostly represented by the pandemic COVID 19. And I'm sure that's one of the biggest changes that many of us would have ever witnessed it or experienced it in our lifetimes. Most of us, I think, irrespective
Mm.
of people who are in their 70s or 80s or even 20s, most of us would never have experienced such a pandemic or, have experienced this event in their lifetimes. And that's
Okay.
where is the biggest change I think all of us are experienced. And I'm sure everybody would agree to it that there's no field that is unaffected by the pandemic or COVID-19, as we would say. And
Mm.
so is the corporate sector or the economy for that matter. And
Mm.
going further, the corporate sector or the industry has many functions or facets to it. And one of the most important one, being from the human resources profession, I would say is the human resources function, wherein its importance would never go down, primarily because of the simple reason that it talks about or it takes care of the basic unit of an organization, which is the human or the employees or the organization members. So definitely amongst all other functions, human resources would also have to shift their gears and prepare for the future. How I'm sure post I close my talk, there'll be a lot of deliberation on it on how the paradigm shift would happen in the HR function, definitely from the perspective of COVID-19. But a few thoughts that I would like to put across to this forum is that uh, one of the most important focus points of the HR function in for the HR function would be skilling and reskilling. So when I say that we have to shift gears to prepare for the future, so skilling and reskilling would definitely be one of the areas. So when I say skilling and reskilling, it will have to be a very scientific process and not an arbitrary or a random process of putting people onto various skilling programs and kind of testing them how it works. So now the process has to become much more scientific, wherein areas will have to be identified as to where each individual or each sector needs to be skilled and reskilled. So the scientific process of the whole journey of skilling and reskilling skilling will have to be very important with various tools, which could be, I'm sure, as the times are portraying, it will have to be much more technology driven. So technology will play a major role in, of course, skilling and reskilling, whether it is for assessments or development or for skilling purposes as well. So that's where the skilling and reskilling will have to be at a very high priority for the HR function. Again, going further, one of the other areas which will be very important, will have a very substantial high priority, would be change management. So going back to what I was saying earlier, that change is the only constant thing. So change management will become very imperative now, whether it is done internally by its own members, organization members, or through external consultants. But change management will have to be at a very high priority. And also, so now, how do we do this? Change management is a very broad term, and many people research, debate, and deliberate on the whole concept of change management. So, in my opinion, if I have to look at it, so given the current times, the challenges that people are facing, one of the very basic areas where change management will have to be taken care is taking care of the mental health of people. And I'm sure this area of mental health is being discussed across forums across the globe, wherein people are definitely deliberating and researching on how mental health will be affected uh, I mean, whether it's during COVID-19, as we are still struggling to come out of it, or whether it is post COVID 19. Mental health would definitely be a lot of importance in the times to come. And and I would really request all organizations, whether it is institutions or the corporate sector, to really focus on mental health of their members, because that is something that will keep the organization together. And of course, given that the employee experience, which is again a byproduct or a parcel of or a byproduct of mental health, would be employee experience. So what do employees actually experience during this journey will make a lot of difference in the times to come. Um, so when I say employee experience, of course, something that was a part of it is a factor which is very important, is trust. So organizations need to prepare as to how would they develop a two-way trust between the organization and its members. So again, developing trust within the organization will be very, very imperative. So that is something else wherein the HR would have to shift again to developing its practices, wherein the trust factor is also developed within the organization and amongst its members. So that's something. And I'm sure, given these, if the trust factor is taken care of, I'm sure we would all be very easily be able to rebound back to the economy that is actually dipping down or probably now resurfacing. But yes, if you all work together and trust ourselves and others as well, I'm sure the economy would rebound very quickly. Something else that has been on top of my mind is that I'm sure everybody is experiencing it, that our working styles have changed drastically. So, a common phenomena that everybody else across the working population is experiencing is remote working. So, the HR leaders, and in fact, not only the HR leaders, but also the functional leaders will have to wear the hats of HR professionals as well, and to ensure that the remote working or the challenges that come along with remote working are taken care of. So that's something else that I wanted to kind of focus on, wherein and again, remote working definitely has its own challenges, as I said. So of course, one of the other skills that HR professionals would have to bring along with them is a lot of compassion, and they would have to act as motivators to their employees. Uh, And yes, before I close, a couple of words or a couple of keywords that I would like to emphasize are probably as a closure to my sharing that I wanted to do, was a couple of keywords. So one is definitely, as I started with, skilling and reskilling, change management, trust amongst people, amongst employees, compassion, motivating people, and definitely the HR function would actually have to act as the leader amongst various other leader functions, would be definitely something that I would like to share with the forum.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you
It's
so much.
a great speech in these few minutes, but you
Thank
really
you.
summarize what we are as employees, whether we are academician or even in the business, the industry itself. We really, affected by this pandemic emotionally and also mentally. So it's great to have this kind of a contribution from your profession. I really
Sure. Thank you
and
so much.
highly
Thank you.
appreciated.
Sure.
Without any further ado, maybe Dr. Joiti, she's not able to join us, maybe because of the what do you call it, technical issue. Can we start calling number one paper here in the list? It is by the scholar Virali Kandar, under the title is Combating Stress by Bank Employees with the Social Support